Hello, Rock Hill Schools staff, students, and families. This is Dr. Bill Cook, Superintendent of the Rock Hill School District. Our community, our nation, and the world around us continue to navigate the realities of COVID-19 during a time of unbelievable and rapid change. As we continue to reflect on what was once normal and look ahead to a new way of operation that has forced us to move quickly, to adapt, and to make very difficult decisions for the good of all, I remain inspired by and thankful for your resilience, your strength, your compassion, and your support. The COVID-19 pandemic has forced us to change how we live and learn and how we will return to school this fall in 7 weeks, with all students beginning on September the 8th. You, as parents, have been asked to be patient, create plans and alternate plans for your children and your family, and in some cases, adjust your work schedules. As superintendent, I recognize there is no one right answer for all our students, their families, and our staff. Our Board of Trustees has been asked to consider and vote on many difficult recommendations. Our district school leaders have spent countless hours thinking, talking, planning, and acting upon options for each plan for returning to school. Our district goals have and will continue to be to 1, keep our students, employees, and communities safe, 2, return students in our traditional non-virtual schools to full-time, 5-day-a-week in-person instruction as soon as it is safe to do so, 3, provide students and families a K-12 virtual experience who wish for this type of learning model, 4, make decisions based on objective information provided by scientific, public health, and medical experts. And 5, develop a plan that allows for flexibility but incorporates best practices and personalization for students and staff while recognizing information about COVID-19 pandemic and its impact are ongoing and constantly changing. Last week, you should have received direct communication from our Marketing and Communications Division regarding the school district's Return to School reopening plan. While we recognize everyone wanted this information earlier, it was provided within a week of receiving information from our governor, state superintendent, and ultimately board approval for our calendar and instructional models. This document was prepared to provide parents and community members with information regarding learning opportunities and options for our children and their families. An approved year-long district calendar noting specific information for elementary, middle, and high school students and staff. Additionally, new procedures and protocols for buildings, grounds, buses, and food service operations that will be implemented. And finally, it outlined the path to reopen our schools safely with trigger points that would be used in response to COVID-19 for making adjustments that range from all schools being completely closed and all students engaged in virtual learning to students attending school on alternating days in cohorts, which is the C, A, B day schedule that will be used to begin this school year provided the pandemic does not worsen, and to all students returning to school full-time, face-to-face, 5 days a week. I have been asked by many, why is the school district not starting the year out with all students on a virtual schedule, since your county, currently as of July 23rd, score high on all 3 of the DHEC metrics? The Rock Hill School District has and will continue to use the South Carolina DHEC metrics and the CDC as the primary sources for information regarding new cases, trends in incident rate, 2-week positive rates, and safety recommendations. Because our district is able to meet the social distancing recommendations with the number of students attending on alternating day schedules, as well as other safety protocols, we believe we can provide a safe return to school experience for those students and their families who wish to do so. For other families, we are also responding to their needs with a virtual school option. Additionally, Rock Hill Schools will use other established trigger points that will be used as secondary sources to make decisions regarding our attendance plan for students and staff to determine how many days each will attend as the year progresses. These trigger points include, but may not be limited to, early warning signs that indicate risk exceeds the district's and community's capacity to manage the spread of COVID-19, or the local healthcare system has insufficient staffing, PPE, testing modalities, contact tracing, and quarantine capacity to manage infections and illness, or the school district's capacity to maintain operations is threatened when and if the percentage of teachers and support staff is not sufficient to maintain the integrity of the academic mission, or the district does not have sufficient personal protective equipment supplies for all staff and students, or escalating fear and anxiety that prevents students, teachers, and staff from engaging effectively in school and district operations. The Center for Disease Control recommends that all decisions about implementing school-based strategies be made locally, in collaboration with local health officials who can help determine the level of transmission in the community. DHEC is providing this county-level data about disease transmission. Rock Hill Schools will continue to use DHEC data as a data point in its decision-making process for a safe and full return to school. Each week, our team reviews and analyzes the 2-week data for the Rock Hill zip codes to provide a more complete picture of disease activity in our community. I am often asked, what will it take for the district to meet its goal of having all students return safely to a face-to-face, 5 days a week, in-person schedule? The answer to this question is when COVID-19 community spread is in the low category for each of the 3 categories, and no trigger points listed on page 10 of the district plan adversely impacts our school district or community. Then we will safely be able to return all students face-to-face all 5 days. The district administration will review the weekly updated spread matrix posted by DHEC to guide any shifts. Once we have 2 consecutive weeks of low spread, an announcement to parents and staff will be made for students to return to school face-to-face, full-time, 5 days a week. In the event the spread of the disease is in the opposite direction, then an announcement will be made for an adjustment in the plan. This will require each of us to adjust to the conditions of the disease. Because of the nature of this disease, district and school leaders will work collaboratively when there are situations specific to individual classrooms, teams, or individual schools which may require specific actions for either or all. Other information I wish to highlight to parents includes: 1. Based on the timeliness for when parents receive the reopening plan and the district recognizing how important the decisions are that parents are being asked to consider, the registration deadline for choosing the virtual academy option will be extended to Wednesday, July 29th at 5 p.m. 2. Parents will receive a survey next week from our transportation department to determine if your student will need transportation provided by the district. In order for the district to meet the safety recommendations and in keeping with less than 50% capacity on our buses, we will need your help by completing the survey so our bus routes can be coordinated before school begins. 3. The district will continue to follow the South Carolina High School Athletic League's recommendations. This information will be added to our website. For more specific information, please feel free to contact our middle and high school athletic directors. 4. For a quicker response to individual questions, please see page 52 in the reopening plan, where district staff members are listed with their area of supervision and an email address that you may feel free to contact them directly. You may also contact your child's school principal or assistant principal. 5. Your child's school principal will begin communicating additional information to you in the coming weeks to help you and your child be ready for the start of school. 6. As we have learned more about this disease over the past 6 months, we know there is more learning to come. As we learn more and receive additional guidance, this may cause us to alter our return to school reopening plan to respond to additional and updated information. We will certainly inform our parents and community when and if this happens. While we recognize our district return to school reopening plan does not answer all the questions, as many are school and teacher specific, we do want to answer your questions appropriately and timely. Please refer to the plan, use the website for additional information, and email directly those staff who are directly responsible for the information you are seeking answers for. I wish to thank each of you for your patience, support, and flexibility. There is nothing more important than the safety and education of our children. In order for our school district to be able to return all students safely to class full-time, face-to-face, it will take all of us and our Rock Hill community working as one team on one mission to slow and stop the spread. We can all wash our hands, social distance with one another, and wear our mask. Please join me in doing so. We need our kids back in school where they belong. Thank you.